You are now entering the Rawrrzone.
Into Chicago's #1 for hits, FFAB 94.5, The Hits.
Let's get back to the mix.
DJ.
PUSO 82.3 FM, we're the independent artists. Now streaming on all smart TVs. Decide the Live 365 channel and search PUSO. PUSO 82.3 FM, where the independent artists are the stars.
You're now listening to the Evening Rush Network.
Rolling over the Golden Gate, city waking up, hear the trolley brakes. Started where the corner boys to the orchestrate. Dreams in the concrete trying to generate. Now it's rooftop views by the waterline. Now it's champagne toast while the skylight shine. From the scope to the world, yeah, the stars align. I'm 20 summers in, yeah, it's perfect timing. Yeah, mama said move smooth, never chase the shine. Now it's cognac glass in my cufflink shining. From the blocks to the church, yeah, it's perfect alignment. Now the whole city moving when I'm rhyming. DJ, let it breathe real slow. Let the horns come in, let the live drums drop. That's that cookout classic with a global glow. Dance like it's 92, y'all. Let's go. I said bounce with it, slide with it. 92 vibe, let's ride with it. I said, hey, okay. Dance like it's 92 all day. I said bounce with it, slide with it. 92 vibe, let's ride with it. I said, hey, okay. Dance like it's 92 all day. Yeah, sun's out, shades on, feeling real cool. Slide to the function like I made all the rules. DJ, spin it back, don't play it low. If it ain't got that bounce, then the party don't move. Hold up, who got the vibe on lock? Got the crowd hella lit when the beat drop. Got Unc two-stepping out his flip-flops. Auntie's all feeling, but she's still on top. I'm like, wait, let me talk my talk. I'm a smooth operator when I hit that walk. From the phone 15 where we mobbing floss. Now the whole world copy how the bass just talk. Left side bounce, right side lean. If you feel that slap, gon' step on the scene. When I step on the stage, whole crowd go yay. From the phone 15, let me hear y'all say. I said bounce with it, slide with it. 92 vibe, let's ride with it. I said hey, okay. Dance like it's 92 all day. I said bounce with it, slide with it. 92 vibe, let's ride with it. I said hey, okay. Dance like it's 92 all day. When I say two-step, you say slide. Two-step, two-step. When I say old school, you say vibe. Old school, old school. When I say two-step, you say slide. Two-step, two-step. When I say old school, you say vibe. Old school, old school. Slide on them, glide on them. Keep it playing my when we ride on them. From the 415 to the globe. Dance like it's 92, let's go. I said slide on them, glide on them. Keep it playing my when we ride on them. From the 415 to the globe. Dance like it's 92, let's go. I said bounce with it, slide with it. 92 vibe, let's ride with it. I said hey, okay. Dance like it's 92 all day. I said bounce with it, slide with it. 92 vibe, let's ride with it. I said hey, okay. Dance like it's 92 all day.
outside with it. Can't believe I'm still alive, I tell him God did it. Overcoming every demon, every lie spit. Devil thought he had me, you would think that I was tired tripping. So you know I'm coming with the heat like it's July with it. 2025 had a little bit of pride to it. I was fighting with the flesh, I had to die to it. Difference between a blessing and a curse that is my doing. You just gotta vibe to it, baby. It's a new year, happy new year. Tell them it's a new you, what it do, yeah. If you stepping out on faith, you deserve a new pair. If it wasn't for his grace, would you even be here? Run on, run through, baby, who cares? He gon' work it out for you, living proof here. Devil out of new Jesus, cutting loose, yeah. Now I'm walking in the truth. Let me introduce, yeah, yeah. I don't ever gotta worry about it. He gon' handle it like he don't play about me. If he said it, he gon' stand on it like you don't know my Lord. Yeah, my God, he my champion. Any weapon from against me finna cancel it. Two-stepping, baby, I'ma put a dance on it like I don't ever gotta worry about it. He gon' handle it like you don't play about me. If he said it, he gon' stand on it like you don't know my Lord. Yeah, my God, he my champion. Any weapon from against me finna cancel it. Two-stepping, baby, I'ma put a dance on it like
he said no weapon formed against me shall prosper. So I laid it at his feet and at the altar. And anytime I'm feeling weak, I close my eyes and bow my head. Cause we all know he don't play about his daughters. And I ain't never played about my father. Just need a bit more faith to go harder. If he said it, then he meant it. Said he'd do it and he did it right. So now we really moving smarter. This that feel good music, make you heal good music. This that sing because I'm happy and I still could music. Holy Spirit, feel better than the real good music. When the views don't mean nothing and he still gon' use it. What you know about your faith making you a champion. Almost giving up, but you knew that he would handle it. I'm back and better than he there when no one understands. So name a better friend, I placed it in his hands.
I don't ever gotta worry about it. He gon' handle it like you don't play about me. If he said it, he gon' stand on it like you don't know my Lord. Yeah, my God, he my champion. Any weapon from against me finna cancel it. Two-stepping, baby, I'ma put a dance on it like I don't ever gotta worry about it. He gon' handle it like you don't play about me. If he said it, he gon' stand on it like you don't know my Lord. Yeah, my God, he my champion. Any weapon from against me finna cancel it. Two-stepping, baby, I'ma put a dance on it like I don't ever gotta worry about it. He gon' handle it like he don't play about me. If he said it, he gon' stand on it like you don't know my Lord. Yeah, my God, he my champion. Any weapon from against me finna cancel it. Two-stepping, baby, I'ma put a dance on it like.
What's up, world? Your homegirl, Ivy, Katie, whatever you want to call me. Just talk to me nice because we are here and we are proud as our new sponsors for Rawrrzone Media and the Road to the Give Back is powered by Future Proof Music School. Artists, producers, if you're serious about music and your craft, it's time to start guessing and start growing. With industry leaders like John Van Segem and Prototype, Future Proof is changing the game with a new kind of music education, where AI meets real mentorship to help level you up faster. We're talking about 24/7 AI coaches, personalized learning paths, and real producers guiding you every step of the way. So you're not just learning, you're building your sound and you're building your career. Guys, no more wasting time on those random tutorials. This is about intentional growth, built for the future of this industry. Tap in right now, start your 14-day free trial, and lock in your subscription. This is more than a class, this is the next level. Follow them, click on their photo on our website, and of course, tap it with them.
Whatever gets you through the night, it's all right, it's all right. Do it wrong or do it right, it's all right, it's all right. Don't need a sword to cut through flowers. Oh no, oh no. Hold me, darling, come on, listen to me. you to the light. It's alright, it's alright. Out of the blue or out of sight. It's alright, it's alright. Don't need a watch to waste your time. Oh no, oh no. Hold me, darling, come on, listen to me. I won't do you no harm. Trust me, darling, come on, listen to me. Listen to me, listen, listen, listen. Whatever gets you through your life, it's alright, it's alright. Do it wrong or do it right. It's alright, it's alright. Whatever gets you through your life, it's alright, it's alright. Do it wrong or do it right. It's alright, it's alright. Whatever gets you through the night, it's alright, it's alright.
Oh man, we are here, we are here, we are here. Welcome to the Rawrrzone, everyone. You could catch us on our website, www.rawrzoneny.com. Mondays and Thursdays also on our YouTube, normally 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but have no fear. We thought to bring you some weekend cheer. Of course, catch us at our radio homes of Fabulous 94.5 The Hits FM, Tuesday 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Wednesday on Puso 82.3 FM at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and of course our home, the home base of the Evening Rush Radio Network, Friday nights at 10 p.m. I don't know, you're not sick of us yet, but it's okay. Um, we are powered by Future Proof Music School, where creativity meets real industry mentorship. Founded by top producers like Prototype, Future Proof is changing the game where when it comes to music education. It's not your typical music course. It's personalized learning, live workshops, direct feedback from industry professionals, and even access to the 24/7 AI music coach designed to help you finish tracks faster, smarter, and more efficiently. Whether you're getting started or already building your sound, they have all the tools and help you level up every single day. And the best part is you get a 14-day free trial. So please hit them up, tell them KDK sent you. So, guys, before I bring up our guests, you obviously know we are on the road to the give back as our beautiful flyer is in the corner. Shout out to StreamYard for finally making those really little improvements that make life so much better. But Saturday, May 30th, we are at the road to the give back at Single Hall in Woodside, Queens. This special night is part of our Give Back for Sean initiative, raising awareness and support for sarcoma research and the Sarcoma Foundation of America. So for now, for those that don't know and that have been following us, it's not going to sound new, right? But sarcoma is a rare bone cancer that affects about 1% of adult cancers, which means it often receives less funding and less awareness from other forms of cancer. That's why events like this are give backs mean so much. That's why events and every ticket, every donation, and every share helps keep our awareness alive and helps families who are impacted by this disease. We have an amazing lineup for you that night, which includes Nova Wu, Thought Provoker, CVK, Amanda Elgin, Mr. Flo So Righteous, Mark Well, and MC Powerful. And you never know who's always going to show up, but we have amazing judges for the artist competition with DJ Jeevis from DigiWax, Miss Krista B, and of course, Mr. Hollywood Ace Bradley himself. It is hosted by me and, of course, my partner in crime, Rockview Entertainment's own Titan of Rap. We have DJ Ace of Spades on the one and twos, and we have candidate for Assembly Brian Romero coming to speak, as well as sarcoma survivor Alonzo Phillips. Doors open at 7. This is definitely something you don't want to miss. But if you can't make it physically, please make a donation on our GoFundMe. It's gofundme.com/give back for Sean. For the last 9 years we've been doing this, and I just want to thank everyone from the bottom of my heart that's been a part of it. But because it's been a journey for me to get here, because shout out to those 3 days of heat we had here in New York and causes the MTA to mess up one or two times. But we here now, and we got our amazing guest, who is also a native New Yorker, but she is in LA. Susannah B has built a sound that builds around soulful vulnerability, thoughtful songwriting, and rich melodic textures that feel both nostalgic and refreshingly current. Her music goes beyond trends and is rooted in human connection. What makes her artistry more compelling is her incredible collaboration behind her live performances with the Low Keys, featuring world class musicians whose resumes include work alongside legends and innovators like Alanis Morissette, John Mayer, Lana Del Rey, Lizzo, Beck, Brandy Charlie, Macy Gray, Tim McGraw, Faith Hill, and so much more. Together, they create a musical experience that's emotionally intimate and while still sonically expansive. At a time where the music industry often prioritizes virality over vulnerability, Susannah B continues to lean into storytelling, emotional depth, and artistry with purpose. Her latest work in Evolving Sounds reminds listeners that music can still heal, inspire, and create genuine connection. And yes, I was doing carpool karaoke in the backstage to all the songs, But let's welcome Miss Susannah B.
Hello.
How
Hi,
is it?
Katie. Yeah. All right. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. I am so glad we were able to reschedule this because I was so sad. Oh, I do the preparing, so I actually get upset when it doesn't happen. But I'm so glad we were able to work it out. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's a nice day here in LA, and I'm sitting in my garage with my doggy and just having a kind of a chill day. And I was looking forward to this. You're doing so many good things. I'm going to make a GoFundMe donation when we're done here, and
Oh,
I'm
thank you
excited.
so much.
Yeah.
That means a lot. Hold on, let me just make this a little smaller because I have the flyer here, but it's kind of
Yeah.
blocking me, and I'm just like, wait, let me fix this really quick. Not that we don't love what we do, but I want to be able to see you. All right, here we go. StreamYard is amazing right now. Sorry. So what inspired you to move from? I mean, I don't blame you right now based on how the weather is because it's actually raining really bad. Um,
Oh.
but what inspired you to move to make the jump to LA?
I know. Well, I grew up a native New Yorker in Manhattan my whole life, and my folks still live there. My dad and my stepmom live there, and then my stepfather still lives there. And my son now lives there. My stepsister, like I've got a lot of family in New York City still. But I went to Little Red Schoolhouse in Greenwich Village, and then I went to Horace Mann up in the Bronx. And I just, grew up in the city, loving it so much. It was like the best place to grow up as a kid ever. But then I went to college, and I just, I think like a lot of people, I just wanted to explore and find something different and experience something different. And also, my mom was a songwriter and pretty well known in the Broadway community. And I think I wanted to go somewhere where I wasn't everywhere I went, I was always introduced as Carol Hall's daughter, Carol Hall's daughter. And I just wanted to go somewhere where people, wouldn't know me like that it would be different. And so I came out to LA in my early 20s, and that was a long time ago. And I stayed because yes, I do love the weather, but I love the, there's a lot of nature here. There's the mountains, there's the ocean, and I got kind of hooked. But I always go back to New York, and I go back a lot. And, I'm just always going to be a native New Yorker. But
Are you doing any shows here anytime soon?
I don't have anything scheduled, but I'm really hoping for the fall. Yeah, that is definitely a goal. And I was just thinking about it yesterday, like where I want to play. So I will keep you posted. But yes.
That sounds amazing. I'll listen to the music and like even just watching the videos. I got like Sheryl Crow. I got Martina, like a little bit of Martina McBride. And I was just like, that's that fun girls music they could just vibe, like you could relate to and just sing along to.
That's great you said that, because that is really one of my main goals. I mean, I personally just love pop music, and I love that idea that like you hear the chorus once and the next time you hear it, you're singing along. And I just love catchy hooks and things like that. Now, the two videos you just showed, I just want everyone to know the first video, Whatever Gets You Through the Night, that is not my song. That is a cover of a song by John Lennon. So just want to be clear about that. But I chose it specifically because it talks about like, hey, whatever you need to get through the night, like, or whatever, it's okay. Because I felt like we're going through some really difficult times right now as a country, as a planet, and I just was looking for, I don't know, that song made me feel like kind of all is forgiven, whatever you need, like it's okay. And then the second song, More Love Is Mine, that I wrote. And that one, yeah, I just want to kind of uplift people, to get people to groove a little bit. And I'm really into the singing along thing because I really believe and have experienced in a number of different places that even just taking like 3 minutes or a couple of times a day or whatever, just in your car, in your bathroom, in your living room while you're cleaning up, whatever, if you sing along to like a song that you just love, and you really give it your all, like it will change your mood. It up levels your vibration, to speak a little, like LA. But it really does. Vibration is made from your vocal cords. It's a real thing, and I've just seen that singing and singing along can really change your day. So that's in my mind a lot when I'm making music.
It was definitely one of those. I could sit there, like, because my mother still lives with me at the moment, and Sundays is one of those. We live in a Greek household, so it's very interesting when it comes to the playlist, and we'll disagree on a lot of things. But as soon as, like, so it's funny, either Paula Abdul will play, but then Martina McBride will play, and then I'm gonna see tomorrow when we start cleaning what happens if I play your song in the mix. If she's gonna react to it in a good way. Because
Yeah.
my dog, when I was playing it, because I have a little Chihuahua Jack Russell,
Yeah.
and as soon as the cover for Whatever Gets You Through the Night started playing, his little tail was like, I was like,
Yay.
and that's how I know he usually likes songs, because if he doesn't, he's crying, like the Law and Order theme song.
That's funny. I love it. Well, if it's dog approved, that's really good. Yeah, I definitely want to know what your mom thinks. And yeah, I mean, I've absolutely been inspired by Sheryl Crow. I would say Melissa Etheridge for sure. Sade, Alanis Morissette, absolutely. Like,
you definitely have some soul in you too. So definitely.
Thank you. Yes, I try to get there and write from there, and I'm like good at doing a lot of different styles of music, and so it took me a long time to kind of like start to really focus my sound, I guess, because I can do a lot of different styles. I put out a jazz album a couple of years ago, and but this is really, yeah, I feel like I've kind of found my sweet spot in kind of a soulful rock and thing. I'm extremely influenced by Bill Withers. I think about him a lot, when I'm working on songs or arrangements. And so, yeah, always have a groove going. Don't have a lot of ballads, but
it's crazy how much, especially like, because I was reading The Quiet Storm, because our guest on Wednesday, Amani Roberts, wrote like a whole dissertation. Pretty much, it was a college dissertation based off of like R&B groups back from like 1950s and on, and then
wow.
you start to see the link from like the old R&B groups, how they fall into like the soul, the funk, the alternative. Like, they're sampled for almost everything. Like, I saw a few cases where I've seen like Bill Withers' name was on songs that I didn't expect.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
the Ronettes were a sample for Smash Mouth. I was like, oh,
Right. Yeah. That there's I mean, part of making music is accepting that really is true, that there's only so many notes on the keyboard, and like, that we come from this long line of melody makers. And I was just thinking last night, I have a new song that I'm going to perform this next week. I have a couple shows coming up, and it's called What'll I Do? And I remember when I got the title in my head, and it's about like kind of a song about thinking about someone who you love, who is going to be leaving, and they're going to be leaving, and you're just like, what am I going to do without this person? And What'll I Do is like an old, like, that's a
ballad
song. Yeah, I mean, it's a song by Irving Berlin. That's
the
a
one
really
that
old.
it goes like, what will I do without this photograph to keep my troubles through? Something
That's
like that.
probably a different one. I was thinking of there's a really old one that's from, I think it's like the 1930s. What'll I do when you are far away and I am blue?
That
What'll I do? Yeah, that's Irving Berlin. That's really old fashioned, over 100 years old. And I knew, I was like, oh, right, I didn't come up with that. It's not my original idea. But there's a lot of songs that share the same title. And I wrote a song that is, different than the one that Irving Berlin wrote. But I always am aware of like acknowledging the legacy, the inheritance of all the songs that influence us. Because it's pretty impossible to be a musician and not be influenced by anybody. I was deeply, deeply in love, and still am, with Prince. He, huge influence on me. And I don't make a lot of music that sounds like Prince's music, but just that I don't know what the groove, the things that he did just really moved me in a way.
He was ahead of his time as far as
Oh,
producing music.
completely. At the time, I was like, whatever, in high school or something. There had not been a person that I knew of who had played all the instruments in the entire album, and like that was radical. Like I didn't know about anybody else who'd been doing that, and he was just incredible. So I know I really regret not seeing him live. That's one of my major like life concert regrets is that I
Him
missed
and
him.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I
But
know.
you always
Yeah.
thought they would have more time, but it's usually the great ones that end up going first.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. But I love concerts. I love to go to live music, and I believe, especially in the whatever AI, burgeoning future that we're facing, I think personally that live events, particularly live music events, are going to become more and more precious and things that people are really drawn towards. Because I don't care what you tell me about AI and VR or whatever, but you can't recreate that experience, that feeling of being in a big stadium or a
Oh
little
no, of
club
course
where
not.
people are all squished together, sweating and everybody's singing along. Like that's not going to be recreated virtually,
No,
And
of
I
course.
just think that it's just such a healing place. I just love going to see live music, and I love performing it too. So
I love going to concerts. My goal was to try to go to a concert every year, but I also realized I live in New York and I'm broke. But
mm,
but I like going to like open mics and stuff like that to see like local talent. But
that's cool.
one thing I could say, because I have the same thought. Like I don't like the AI performers. I don't like. I mean, AI helps me fix certain things that I can't figure out with Photoshop because it'll take me at least another 2 days to get it right.
Yeah,
So on the technical standpoint, I like AI where it could help you, not do the work for
sure.
you, but help you.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's a great teacher when it comes to music education, though, at least in my opinion.
Mm,
Because
mm.
if for an example, because guitar teachers, are always high in demand, but sometimes there's people that can't afford them, and there's programs like Future Proof that are giving those type of tools. I mean, if they teach guitar, but I'm kind of just using that as an example,
Right, right.
where they can have the videos and they have someone that's 24/7. If you have a question, it's going to help you. So
Yeah,
I think in the teaching standpoint, I think it's great. But
that
I
makes
also,
total sense. Yeah,
but I think we kind of just take it too far because we as a society want an instant gratification, an instant fix.
yeah, that's true. I think yes, we've all gotten used to things going a lot faster and faster and faster, and
It's the
um,
pandemic. It was honestly the pandemic
mm,
when people took the technology upon themselves.
right, right. I think that's true.
But if we didn't, we wouldn't be here right now, though. So I'm grateful for a little of this technology.
Yes, absolutely.
Um,
Um,
but
yes.
you came up in New York. You came up. I'm not gonna touch so much on having your mom in such a prominent place in Broadway, but obviously being around the Broadway stage plays a role into your songwriting and storytelling. Tell us a little bit about that influence.
Well, I definitely grew up. My mom moved from Texas when she was, in her early 20s. She dreamed of writing a Broadway show, and she ended up doing it. And the show was, I mean, she wrote a number of things, but that one show, it was called The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, and it was a big hit and ran for almost 5 years on Broadway. Became a movie with Dolly Parton. Many, many productions of it in many countries. It was just big. And I grew up before that show and then after that show, always seeing tons of shows on and off Broadway and watching my mom write for theater. And the main thing in Broadway shows is that the songs really play a part in the drama of the story. And usually a character starts in one place at the start of a song, and by the end of the song, they've like learned something, they've made up their mind about something, they've changed in some way. I would say overall, that's kind of a generalization, but I think it's true because songs are helping the story move forward. And my mom always used to say the characters are singing when they can't find the words to speak to tell what they're experiencing. They have to sing, so it's like an emotional expression, and I love that. And like I said, I just was always so into pop music. I mean, I started with the Beatles. My dad ceremoniously gave me his big pile of Beatles albums, and I just loved especially some of the early Beatles stuff, everything of the Beatles. But I got really into pop music and the way that a hooky chorus, like I said, like a catchy chorus can get you to sing along. And that's not necessarily the same purpose that a song has in a show,
Yeah.
And so I think that was the major difference between me and my mom. She really wrote for characters who she envisioned in dramatic situations. And I don't really write that way. I write more from kind of an emotional point of view. I write more autobiographically, I guess. And I think a lot more about the catchy chorus and is this easy to sing along to, kind of. Sometimes I'm thinking about that. So I was deeply influenced by musicals. I love musicals. And every time I go back to New York, if I see a musical, I'll be like, damn, that it would be fun to be in a show. I did a show, one Broadway show a long time ago, and that was connected to my mom as well. And it was really fun and such hard work. But yeah, I just went a different direction.
How do you feel about the current state of pop music? Because back then, I remember growing up in the 90s, everyone said the pops were like the Britney Spears, the NSYNC, the Shania Twain, the Rose. Now, and I understand the term is popular music, so pop, right? So
Right.
whatever is considered the Billboard's top earners. But how do you feel about the way everyone is categorizing pop music nowadays?
Yeah, I'm not categorizing it like one kind. I'm thinking more like you said, popular music. Because there's bedroom indie pop. There's all sorts of different kinds of pop. I guess I'm not. I'm just thinking about I guess more songs that sometimes that play on the radio, but all different kinds of radio these days. I guess pop music to me means sing-alongable. I don't know. That could be completely wrong categorization, but that's what I think of it as. And I guess I suppose there's a lot of pop or indie pop that's not really auto-tuned, and there's not a ton of production on it. It can be more raw and more stripped down. I love that stuff. I really love Geese right now. I loved Boy Genius, although they haven't made a record in a couple of years. But I love Taylor Swift and Ed Sheeran, and I just like so many different kinds of music. But mostly I do like things that get me to kind of move my body a little bit sometimes. It doesn't necessarily have to be a dance tune, but just some kind of groove. But of course, I always just love good songwriting. Things where you feel like you kind of emotionally connect to a song and you have an experience with it. That always feels powerful to me.
When you listen back to some of your earlier material compared to your recent releases like Point of View and Be Alright, what do you hear emotionally now that you couldn't express back then?
That's a good question. I think I have a lot more confidence these days. It took a while. I'm not a young person. I'm a mom of 24-year-old and a 22-year-old. So you do the math.
No way.
Yes, way. And so one of the things about my brand, if you will, or what I want to stand for is I'm heading into my last, chapter of my life. God willing, it'll go for another long period of time. But I'm older. I'm 61. And so it's...
How old?
I'm trying... Yeah, 61.
No.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm
a youthful looking 61. Yes. But
you're amazing. Oh, get down with you guys. Oh. Okay.
Skincare, sunscreen. That's what but I want to just say, I think it's really important for there to be older artists like me. I don't expect that I'm going to have all the young kids, the teens and the 20 somethings, and even the 30 somethings. I don't know, gravitating towards me because I get it. I think there is a bit of a ageism type of thing in our culture in general. But what I saw during the pandemic, especially on social media, was a lot of people of all different ages and colors and sizes and backgrounds, like just speaking up and sharing who they are from their living room or their kitchen or their bedroom. And it really inspired me to have the courage to get up and take my music out into the world and share it as much as possible and kind of see how it lands, see if it affects people. But I really believe that right now in like I said, like in this period of time that we're in, like music can be really healing. And that's what I want to be about.
Your sound balances a lot of sophistication and accessibility with soulful, but yet it's soulful, cinematic, and intimate at once. How would you describe that process of your musical identity changing over the years?
Wow. Well, I think when I was younger, I was probably a little more aware or thinking about rules of songwriting, coming from a mom in the musical theater. Like my mother was absolutely dedicated to perfect rhymes. Boy had to rhyme with toy, not boy and choice, like and so it took me a while to just get out of that frame of mind and be like, hey, you know what, I might loosen up the rhymes sometimes, because that's not what it's all about all the time. But I think, there are different songs where I'm thinking about speaking to someone in particular in my life. And then there's other songs that are more general and open. I do try to, it's interesting you said cinematic, because I do try to think about visual ways to tell a story through a lyric, right? Because lyrics, the words in songs are poetry. You don't have a lot of space. You only have a couple minutes, and it's not like you can write a big paragraph. And so you have to be really economic and kind of really thoughtful about how I describe something. And I spend a lot of time rewriting and trying to make pictures as best I can for whoever's listening. I don't know. I think, we all mature, and I've been doing this music thing for a good, 25 years. I was also being a mom at the same time. I am a biological mom. I was a foster mom, and I'm an adoptive mom. So I was doing a lot of momming. At the same time, I was trying to make some time to put out albums and stuff. But it's only in the last 2 years since my kids grew up, they went off to college, and I looked through my old songs and found a new band and started writing again, and just decided, that I want to kind of be part of the cultural conversation in whatever way I can.
So before we get into you getting with the band, right? How did you, one, manage doing all that with kids, not just your kids, but you fostered kids and you've adopted kids, which God bless you, because like I work with inner city youth in the Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
So we've seen a lot of kids that are coming in and out of the system.
Yeah.
Some of them end up with amazing parents who are just trying their best, but then there's just some that are unfortunately there for the check.
Yep.
And when you hear about parents who are just doing it because they actually genuinely love the kids, and it just makes my heart like, thank you for doing that, because a lot of kids end up in the wrong path for no reason.
It's true. The foster care system is for sure something in our country that I think so few people really know about. People good friends of ours, when we fostered he's our godson now. We're still very much part of his family, and he's part of our family 15 years later. Yeah. So it's a very happy ending. But at the time, we really wanted to adopt, and it wasn't a successful way for us to adopt, because he went back to his parents, who in many cases, parents deserve a second chance for sure. They just, they made a small mistake and they can figure it out. Sometimes that's not true. And sometimes there are really wonderful people who really do want to adopt, through the foster care system, and they don't get the credit. I think that most people think, oh, foster parents do it for the check, and that's not completely true. There's a lot of great people out there who really want kids. It's a journey. I always felt like I wanted to do it, and I told my husband when I met him, I really want to adopt as well as have a kid, and we did do that, but it took longer than we planned. But both of our kids are amazing and wonderful, and it's just been not the easiest way to go, but I guess I like doing hard things. I seem to do that regularly, and it always has made me uncomfortable, upset, depressed, angry, frustrated. Like it's not perfect. But I always know that the things that have been the hardest and the most uncomfortable end up being things that really deepen my life and make me a better person and grow me. So that's kind of how I've done it for a long time.
Is there any things you take from being a mom that you take on the road with you?
Well, I'm not even going on the road these days too much. I mean, I'm performing locally a lot. I would love to be able to do some smaller tours, open for some artists. That would be awesome. I think about them all the time. I even from when my firstborn was very little, it was really hard to pay a babysitter for a couple of hours so I could go to the studio and try to make a record, or do something. And I did that for many, many years. And I felt just a bit of the guilt that I think a lot of working moms feel, which is, oh my God, I'm leaving my kid to go do this thing that I have to do. And my music at that time was certainly not paying the bills or anything the way that a working mom's job would be. It was hard. It was really hard. You kind of being a mom, I never feel like it's enough. And I think a lot of moms never feel like it's enough. Either you're with your kid too much and you're not showing them that you can do other things, or you leave your kid and show them you can do other things and you're not with them. It's really sort of sometimes it feels like, you can't win a little bit, culturally too, the way other people look at moms. But I don't know. I think the most important thing for me is to model to my children that I am dedicated to this gift that I was given to having a voice or writing songs or whatever. And I feel like that's the way I'm being used by my higher power, if you will. And I want to show them that it takes work and a lot of practice and dedication to get up and express myself when sometimes nobody cares. Nobody's asking me for anything, and I'm writing a song because I want to. And so I think that is an important thing to model. I don't know. What do you think?
So you get to work with such amazing artists, and when listing their credits, you have talent that's been seen with John Mayer, Alanis Morissette, Del Rey. What have you learned from being able to play and work with players at that level?
I have learned that that I am good enough, and that they wouldn't be hanging out with me if I wasn't, of a certain level, and that gave me confidence. I've struggled a lot in my life with self-doubt, really big time, like it's crippling self-doubt. And so that's been a big thing in the last few years to really make me realize, these guys don't need to be doing this. I mean, I pay them. Don't get me wrong or anything. They are studio musicians, but they do work with fantastic artists, and they like me, and we have a lot of fun together, and we've written some songs together as well. And I just, I feel really honored. And when I've gone to shows like Alanis Morissette's concerts and I see two of my bandmates up on stage, or I went to see this other guy recently in LA, who was a fantastic performer. My bass player was playing with him, and it's the guy who used to be known as Alt J. He's great. It's thrilling. And it makes me feel, cool.
I love it.
Yeah.
I thought the first thing I saw with John Mayer, and I'm like, I could definitely hear a little John Mayer when I listen to your music. I could definitely picture the John Mayer vibe. I'm like, yeah, Yeah, definitely there.
Wow. He's so cool. And I literally haven't met him, in person. I haven't been introduced, but I did pass him in the hallway the last time we were at this recording studio that he has actually purchased. But before he bought the studio with another guy, John Mayer, was, basically has like his office there is one of the recording studios at this really historical building in LA that was Charlie Chaplin's movie studio initially, and then it's got all this history, and it's a great place to record. So I've gotten to do some recording there, and John Mayer was in the hall.
That sounds so inspiring at the same time, like all
It's
of that
pretty
creative
cool.
energy.
Yeah.
When listening to Point of View, if it's a very introspective project, why did you feel now that was the right time to release something so emotionally transparent?
Because POV, is an album I put out like late 2024, and that was the first time I was recording with this all-star band of amazing guys, and I kind of went through my songs of the previous 20 years and was kind of looking for like the best of Susannah B. And I kind of chose certain songs. I rewrote some songs. I rearranged some songs with Mike Farrell, who's my main guy, keyboardist. And I felt like I wanted to write about vulnerable situations. The most popular song from that album, POV, is called Be All Right. And it's really a song I wrote about a difficult relationship that was not a love relationship. It was like kind of more like a family type relationship. Like one of those things where you love the person and they kind of drive you crazy, and you always have that way of relating where you end up always like having tension and being in an argument when you didn't even mean to. It's kind of one of the, and it's a song just about like having that frustration with someone and sort of saying, you know what, well, can we just let this go? Like, maybe we won't even talk for a little while. It's okay. Like, let's just let it go and stop trying to understand each other. And I don't know, just take a break or something. And it's a song that gave me a lot of comfort. And I thought maybe it would give other people comfort as well. And so that was a song I put on that album. There were just songs that came from my life. There's a song about watching someone in a relationship and that the person that they're in the relationship with is cheating on them. And, kind of saying to your friend, like, I wish you knew, like, he's not a good guy. And it's called Small Change. I mean, I just, I write from my own experiences.
See, I can empathize with that because I have friends that will tell you after the breakup that he wasn't right for you. I'm like, but see, it could have just made a lot of things easier had you just said that he was the wrong guy.
Yeah, it's true. And it's not easy to do that as a friend. It really isn't. But you could always play them a song. Now you could go to my Spotify page and find Small Change and play it for somebody. I mean, it's about someone saying, hey, this is what I'm seeing. You were happier before he came along. You say you're happy now, but actually you're really not. And so, yeah, I was. And then the songs I released last year, I released about 5 songs. And then this year I'm releasing 4 or 5 more. And then those are all adding up to my second album that will be kind of like dropped in the fall. And I still don't have a title for that album. I'm trying to figure it out, but that'll be my second album. And that has more, all original songs, not from years past. So it's a lot more connected to kind of like current events. And I have a song, I write about overwhelm. I have a song called Too Much, which is just about like, whoa, the world is too much. Like I'm losing my mind, like, ah! And I have another song called I Don't Want to Know. And it's about really like just saying, it starts with the line, like, don't tell me the news. Don't read me another tragic headline. I can't do it today. And I felt really weird at first, like writing a song about someone who's saying like, I don't want to know what's going on. Because I didn't want to sound like I'm someone who thinks that that's the right way to live through life. But because I do think people should be informed and double and triple checking their sources and all that. But I also think it's so important for all of us to take a break. We can't possibly process all the stuff that's in our world and on social media. It's so overwhelming, and everyone I know is suffering from it, really, like mental health wise suffering. And we have to take breaks. And so, I'm writing a lot more about that kind of stuff on the second album.
More Love is gonna be on the second album, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I go between like writing about like, I'm going crazy, and like, I have faith, and like things are good. Like I
But
alternate between the two.
see, and that's what I like though. It's conceptual because we are relating to what's going on right now. It's not that it's far fetched. We're at a time where literally the media is at large every day, and sometimes it could be a little too much. Like I have to watch the news every day, because if not, like I'll give an example. I've given this example a little too many times on this show, but when Biden was no longer president, all the education reforms that were about the student loans, I wasn't watching the news at the time, so I wasn't aware of all the changes. I'm here now having to rearrange my entire finances because of the student loan situation, because I'm not getting the same aid now that I once got back then. You know, so it's like there needs to be a happy medium, because in the same token they'll talk about what happens in our backyard for 5 minutes, and then, oh crap, somebody just died.
Yeah. I think, yes. I mean, you have to know what's going on. And yet, again, like social media, I'm on Instagram at Susannah B Music. And I love a lot of things about social media, and the way, like I said, that I can connect with people. We can connect all over the world. We have this global world that feels so much smaller than it used to. And you can know what's going on instantly across the globe. But, like I said, I mean, I think it's just too much for our brains to process. And it's extremely overwhelming. And sometimes I've just had to say, you know what, I'm not gonna press another one of those reels. Like, I got it. I know what they're doing. I don't need to see another violent video. I definitely understand that. And I'm going to try to find another way to do good, whether it's I'm going to go online and find a place to donate to, or support people who are doing good work, or go out there on my own and find somewhere to show up and feed someone who needs a meal. But it's when we get stuck, just watching over and over, especially negative stuff, because I think that's how the algorithms work. They don't send us a lot of positive stuff. They send negative stuff, and it's the fear and the stress of it is contagious. That's another line in one of my songs. It's the rage is contagious. And it because there's a tremendous amount of anger. It's impossible not to be influenced by that. We're all human beings, and some of us are extremely sensitive. So we just have to take breaks sometimes. Put the phone down.
So I know you are pressed on time, and I have a couple of more questions left for you.
Oh, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay,
No
cool.
rush. Yeah.
I know you got a big show coming up too that you said you've been preparing for.
Yeah. But no, I'm good.
In today's streaming culture, since we're talking about social media, and everyone's attention spans are shorter, unfortunately. Did you ever feel the pressure to simplify your songwriting or reduce the emotional depth of your material?
No, I have not even thought of that. I'm just doing my thing. I really want to touch ears, whatever that means. And yes, of course, I would love to get, a placement in a TV show or a film or a commercial, whatever. I mean, all that stuff is great, but it's not, I am who I am, and I'm in my life, as I said, where I am. And so, no, I'm not gonna try to like change emotional depth or something, because I believe I know there are still people who want to go deeper with me, but I won't be right for everybody. That's just part of life. You gotta kind of, it took me a while to get that, but like, no matter what, I can't please everybody. Not everyone will love my music. Some people will like it. Some people will love it. Some people don't care, and that's just part of it. But no, I think the attention span thing is pretty alarming. And as I have, some younger family members, young cousins, or like I said, my godson, and his little brother, and watching the effect of just, them growing up with social media as just a part of their life. And my kids did too, much more than, I mean, obviously there was nothing like that when I was growing up. And you just you lose certain things. Like it sounds maybe cliche, but honestly, boredom is like actually a pretty good thing when it comes down to it. There's something to be said about being on a train or in a car or whatever, and you don't have your phone and you just sit there and like your thoughts can come to you. You'll have ideas or insights, or you'll notice something about somebody else, and it'll make you think about, you just miss out on opportunities that might surprise you. Your brain might surprise you, but we all are just getting more and more, connected to the scrolling and the nonstop stimulation. And I think there's some dangers to that, but we have choice. We can always, it's just habit, you just gotta give yourself I notice it's hard for everyone, including me, to just say like, okay, I'm gonna not turn on my phone until an hour after I wake up. Like that seems to be a big challenge, and that's really not that long an amount of time. So I sound like an old person, I think. But there's some wisdom from people who are saying, hey, this whole thing is there's some dangers here, and it would be good to I love reading. I love to read a book and turn a page and stuff like that. So
what are you reading right now?
Oh, I'm reading Theo of Golden, which I think is pretty popular. I think it's like Oprah, and I know she had the author over to lunch at her house or something. I saw something on Instagram about it. Someone gave it to me, and I like it a lot. Yeah, I love to read, and I usually look at I like a lot of stuff that Oprah likes. Yeah.
I read everything from biographies to comic books to I love reading about music biographies.
Oh yeah.
Cause you get to learn. I was deprived as a child, so I was always forced to listen to Greek music, even though my mom snuck in some Paula Abdul, Michael Jackson here and there. But being that we are, when grandma comes in, back then, you remember the old Greek family, they'll be staying 6-7 months at a time.
Right.
So that 6-7 months is not your house no more. It's grandma's house.
Yeah. That's a unique experience. That's something to write about.
Oh yeah. This is technically, it was because of that I kind of went into the, even though this interviewing was completely by accident, this whole career I have.
Yep.
It was also primarily because of that, because of I didn't get to listen to Prince until I was 16 years old.
What? Well, that's just injustice.
I know. It's wrong. It's very much blasphemy. I became a Guns N' Roses fan when I joined my sorority because Sweet Old Child of Mine was the song for our sorority, and I went down to Guns N' Roses type of binge for 6 months after that.
You were starving. You were starving for rock and roll. Yeah.
I got to listen to NSYNC when I was 14, 13. It was so crazy, meaning that they came out when I was 6.
Right. Oh man. Well, yeah. I just think sometimes it's just funny to me. I had a friend who kind of banned her daughter from listening to a lot of music because it wasn't, proper, or it was, I don't know what. She didn't think that it was safe for her daughter to listen to certain kinds of music. And, her daughter ended up being a gorgeous person who's very thoughtful and listens to all sorts of music now. And I don't know that putting limits on what people can watch or listen to musically is the most important thing in our world, but
Oh
to each
no,
their
to
own.
to me it is. First of all, one of my friends compared me to Kiko from Gilmore Girls. Remember how she had to hide all of her CDs under the headboard?
Yes.
That's how it felt when I started listening to hip hop at my house. But
that's so funny. That's
The one
great.
thing the one thing I can say, because even though I started late when it came to learning about music,
Uh-huh.
music is such a universal language, and in my defense, I technically can listen to music in two languages because I'm Greek. So
Yeah, that's
I'm
so
very
cool.
much I love Greek music. I'm very much enriched in it. I just spent 4 hours last Sunday watching Eurovision and crying because Cyprus or Greece did not win at all.
Aw.
But it's such a universal feeling that people
Yeah,
get from it. I feel
yeah.
like I even though I was deprived those years, I'm not missing much, even though as soon as I turned 16, I kind of told everyone to leave me alone. And that's when my house became a giant boombox, but that's just
Right.
neither here or there.
Yeah,
Um, but it heals a lot, and I think especially after the pandemic, the need to keep the mental, especially for the creatives, is so important
yeah, yeah.
because what you do is so important.
Well, thank you. I mean, I like I also worked with at-risk youth quite a lot in my 20s and 30s, and I just found that any kind of self-expression, whether it was writing or singing or dance, I mean, these things make such a huge difference in someone's identity, and when all of us get that sense of like, oh, I have a voice, I have something to say, I have something some kind of energy that I want to express. It's extremely powerful, and we need more of that, you know.
Which one of your songs from either POV or earlier or even now explain or resonates with you the most and describes who you are now?
Oh my goodness, that's so hard. Someone said to me the other day, which is your favorite song you've ever written? And I was like, that's like Sophie's Choice. That's like asking somebody, who's your favorite child? I
I was about to say,
uh,
I'm like, it is
my
asking who's your favorite
goodness.
child.
What song expresses the most about who I am? Oh, geez. Well, okay, I'm just gonna, off the top of my head, I have a song that I released in the last, when did I release it? Last year, called The Enemy in Me. And I would say I'm mentioning that song at this moment because it's a pretty dark theme. It's about the negative voice in my head that is super mean and always shows up and it really does its best to shut me down and is just terrified, just doesn't want me to do anything that would be vulnerable or where I could get hurt or make a mistake or anything. But the way it shows up is just really not nice. And I wrote this song about it, and it really did help, like, sort of exorcise the voice a little bit. But I'm mentioning it today because I swear, like, day before yesterday, the voice had me like in a chokehold on the floor. I mean, it really felt like it was just saying to me, like, "What do you think? Who do you think you are? What are you doing?" And it's funny because I got these videos on Instagram and stuff on YouTube, and I just ran into someone yesterday, and she was like, she's like an acquaintance of mine, and she said, "Oh my gosh, I've been seeing all your videos. It's so fantastic. What you're doing is so great." And I said, "Okay, well, good. I'm glad you saw that, but like, maybe I should be posting the cry that I had this morning when I was doubting myself completely, because that is also part of it. And I don't know if that's ever going to go away from me, but I just keep walking through the fear of that. And the enemy in me is just sort of, I guess what I'm saying is I'm choosing that song today because it's a part of me that is real, and I really wish it wasn't around in my head, but I wrote about it, and I wrote about it being like, I tried to be really visual with it, because when I was thinking, how do I write about this part of my, like, a voice in my head? How do I do that? And I wrote about it like it was a woman, like a girl in my head. I call her a mean girl, And anyway, yeah, I guess that's my answer today.
What do you do, especially because you are a creative? What do you do when the voice does get inside your head for you to bring you back to feeling like the great person you are?
I meditate, and I do my version of prayer. I do a lot of talking to myself. Um, and I do find that I can tap into like another voice in my head, which is older and wiser. and which kind of says to that mean voice, like, yo, I hear you. You have a lot of opinions. Thank you for sharing. Take a seat. But the idea that the mean voice doesn't get to like be in charge of everything. It just gets to, throw a tantrum. And then, I think meditation and prayer really are the way I go. Meditation, that's another time where like there's no phone involved. I'm closing my eyes. I'm not even listening to music or anything necessarily. I'm just in the silence. And I find that my intuitive, like part of me that really guides me is very quiet. It's not as loud as the mean voice. And so I really, in order to kind of get in touch with it, I really have to be willing to go into silence and just sit there. It doesn't even have to be that long, but like 10, 20 minutes, I can kind of find my way back a little bit. I also write a lot. I've kept journals since I was like 10 years old, and I still do. And I find that writing is just is a way for me to get out a bunch of stuff.
So my last two questions: when thinking of our name Rawrrzone, right, we focus on the concept of getting raw. What does getting raw mean to you in the context of Susannah B's life?
I think getting raw means like what I just did, telling you honestly about things that I struggle with, about things that aren't perfect, that you won't see if you look at my video and I've got the hair and the makeup and the hair extensions and I look fat. I look pretty good, and like
you
I
look
love
good
that.
now.
I love that, but I think the rawness for me is about being authentic and real and telling you my real age and not worrying about what is that going to do? Oh my God, is she going to not even like have me on the podcast because like I'm so old? Or I'm being real, and that's what it means to me.
I really hope that was never even a thought when we had to reschedule the other day, because that was not the case. I was really stuck on the train.
No, I believed you. I absolutely believed you. I thought it was great, actually. I was like, this is so perfect that like she's in New York, and of course the trains screwed up the schedule. Of course they did.
I was just like, I was sitting there. I'm like, oh, I was so excited. It was 90. It's 92 degrees. I get to go home, and it's still daylight outside. I'm here I'm emailing your manager. I'm about 20 minutes away.
I know.
Oh,
I totally understood. And I still love the subways. I mean, of course I love the subways more than I just love the subways so much, because when I go back home to New York, like it's just the best, I can get anywhere, and I love walking. Of course, it's just one of the things, of course, I have to adore about New York. And of course, I know what it's like when you get stuck, which I have been stuck many times.
Almost everywhere.
Yeah,
Everything
right.
has a new delay every day.
Yeah. Well, we have traffic here in LA, so,
I'd rather take the traffic than $3 to get stuck for 3 hours.
Oh my God.
It's $3 now. I don't know how much it was when you were still living here.
Not that. It was, believe me, I have a token. I have a picture of a token, a New York subway token on a tattoo on my leg.
I have my token still.
I'm like a token girl. I grew up with tokens, man. I was pre-Metro card, and now I have a Metro card still in my wallet. I'm so upset there's no Metro card. So, yeah, I know it's all easier with the phone, but again, it's like, oh man. What do you do if you don't have a phone? Like, what do people do who don't have phones?
It's not really that great, because then they put you. First of all, when you come to New York and you see how ridiculous the train stations look to evade the fare evasion. First of all, there's so many TikToks of them teaching you how to do that. The fact that you just spend these thousands and millions of dollars on new innovations to still find ways to get through it is extremely crazy.
Oh man.
All because it takes one sensor to get triggered for a door to open.
Wow.
And the worst part is there's no security to really stop you. So it's not for nothing.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Oh well.
Yeah. But when it's all said and done, though, and you decide you want to go on your farewell tour, which is going to be another 30, 40 years until you do that, but
I hope it's a little sooner, but yeah. Okay, my farewell tour. Yeah.
How do you want your fans and the people that know you to remember you?
I would like to be remembered for, some of the things I've talked about, for being real and honest, and for being generous and caring about others, which I think I am. And I do a lot of things to demonstrate that. But that's part of what I'd like to be remembered for, and for being someone who kept creating music and kept singing and kept dancing, kept growing. I still work with a vocal coach. I'm taking like dance coaching, movement coaching lessons every week. I just am still growing. So I'd like to be known for someone who did that while she was creating her art.
Yay!
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank
Susannah,
you, Katie, so much.
No, thank you for being here with me. Again, thank you for accommodating and understanding that being New York sucks. No, you would be surprised because I work with people and then they'll be like, "No, it can't be that bad." I'm like, "Okay, but when I'm telling you I'm going to be late, no, it's fine."
I get it. It was really a pleasure to be here. Shout out. You'll probably have this on your, information thing, but Susannah B is spelled like the old fashioned biblical way, like SUSANNAH, right? There's an H at the end, and then just B. And so Instagram is at Susannah B Music, or YouTube, Susannah B. Susannah B, check me out. I hope you guys can, sing along and feel like I put you in a good mood, or get some frustration out, or whatever.
And then tell them where is your next show, because we do have some listeners in LA.
Yeah, I'm doing a private, exclusive filmed and recorded show this week at a special recording studio soundstage. But then I'm doing that Wednesday night, and that's kind of special invite. But then the next week, June 4th, on Thursday night, I'm going to be in Laguna Beach, which is about 45 miles south of here. Great beach town, so much music, so much art. And it's the first night of what they do in the summer called Art Walk. So all these art galleries are open all night, and you go check out all this art. And then if you get stamped, there's some sort of card you can get stamped that shows that you visited like 4 different galleries. That means you can come to the Laguna Beach Cultural Arts Center and come see my show for free. And I play at 7:30 on Thursday, June 4th, and it's going to be really fun with my band. And it's a great listening room, super comfy, awesome sound. And so, yeah, but we will be filming the thing that I'm doing this coming week at the soundstage, and that will help people like you have more of an experience of me live until I get to your town, which I will.
I definitely will try to do my best to make sure to get you over here, because I'm very excited to hear that for you.
Cool. Thank you.
So, guys, this was an amazing episode of Welcome to the Rawrrzone. Thank you so much, Susannah B, for coming.
Thank you.
More Love is out now. Guys, we'll be back on Wednesday with Amani Roberts discussing his book, The Quiet Storm, and the impact of R&B groups in music. But for myself and the beautiful Susannah B, I always end this with some motivational humor.
I've got one more thing to say, and it'll only take me a second. I've got 2 words that I want you all to remember. They're very important. And if I leave you with anything, I'm going to leave you with these 2 words. And those 2 words are, I'm Batman.
Good night, guys.
Bye.